This time on Anchor Swing, the Outdrive finally gets a coat of paint, but first, chaos reigns. I make a mess, engineer what can only be described as a Redneck paint booth, and lose my cool.
Oh shit. Ah, come on.
Previously on Anchor Swing, Almond Joy came out of the water, I sanded down the Outdrive, and naturally busted a line that dumped oil everywhere. After only 2 weeks in the shop for that busted oil line, which in boat time is practically overnight, I finally get to start the next phase. Before I do anything else, I want to flush the Outdrive oil and the reservoir. Well, I kind of screwed that up a little bit. I pumped a little extra into the reservoir, so that way when I took the screw out, whatever was drained, don't do that. This is what happened. I put the cap back on. So now I got a mess to clean up. All right, next morning, I think the first order of business is to clean up that oil. That Outdrive oil, the 90 weight that got, I pumped too much in and it overflowed the, what they call the monitor, that little reservoir up here. So, we got a roll of pig pad. There we go. Pig mat. There we go. Pig mats. So it's supposed to be super absorbent. So I'll cut these up and see if I can soak up that oil and then dispose of it properly afterwards. It's going to rain today, so I'm whipping up a state-of-the-art Redneck paint booth. Guaranteed weather protection as long as the wind doesn't blow. The lock is so corroded, I'm not even going to bother with it. I'm just going to cut it off. The mounting bolts are stuck, so I'm trying to knock them loose. Unfortunately, I end up doing something dumb.
Oh shit. Ah, oh, come on. Oh. Fucking handle broke on the kicker.
Since I can't get the kicker off, I'll just have to put it inside the Redneck paint booth. should do the job. There's a chance of water coming on the side here, but with the house and everything, I really doubt that it's gonna be able to blow water into the side. So I think we're good to go. All right, we got you on the inside here. I think the hard part's gonna be getting in the boat if I have to get in the boat, which hopefully I won't have to get in the boat. So we still got a little bit of water on here. Obviously I can't paint with that on there. So I think I'm gonna give it an acetone wash and then let that dry and see if that helps. Otherwise I may just have to let it sit for a few hours until I'm ready to paint. Look at that. That's filthy. I'm glad I did that acetone wash. It's probably not good to use gloves. To not use gloves. All right, next I need to take the prop off. And that is one big bolt. Boy. All right, let's try to take off the prop. I saw somebody, they wedged a piece of wood in here. Looks like we're going that direction. Yeah. Hey, that wasn't bad at all. Wow. I've never taken the prop off this boat. I've only had it 2 years. Look at that. Yeah. Okay, how do I get that off of there? Get a rubber mallet. Let's see if we can tap. There we go. All right. There we go. There we go. I wonder what the torque spec on this is, because it wasn't on there very tight. There you go. All right. Frontmost propeller. All right, got a little corrosion here. Need to get some paper or plastic and some more tape, and we'll tape this up.
Next, I'm covering the back of the boat, because as tempting as a two-tone paint job sounds, I don't think Almond Joy would appreciate it.
There we go. All right, so I was told this is what I need. Zinc chromate primer. I'm a little nervous about this. All this work, all this effort, I don't want to screw it up. But I always just got to get it done, I guess. So I'm going to put this coat on. They said a light coat of it. You don't have to soak it down. Don't make a heavy coat. It'll just run, take longer to dry. Better to put multiple coats on, thinner coats, than to put one thick coat on, is what I've been told. So never done this before, so we'll see how it turns out. But I'm going to apply this, and we'll have to let it dry, and then we'll put the first coat of actual paint on after this dries. Okay, last coat.
So I'm going to hit the spots in here that are hard to hit when the drive is down.
All right, it's time to take off the plastic and the tape and see what she looks like. All right, we're gonna do the prop today. But before we do that, we're gonna do the anodes. I'm gonna do them without the props on because it'll be easier to get to them. So we're gonna take off these two anodes. We already took off the anodes on the push rods and the anode on the leading edge of the Outdrive.
I'm cleaning the connection point where the anode sits to make sure it has a good, clean connection. This anode's like a stubborn puzzle piece. It only fits when it feels like it.
Jeez, I'm banging the hell out of this.
All right, last little bit. Put the props on here. We're gonna clean the shaft off, clean off the little races where they go on here. There's two races, a big race and a forward race, and a smaller rear race. And then we're gonna clean out the prop, each of the props, make sure they're good and clean, and get fresh grease on the metal. Looks like they might be a little bit old. I am not going to grease the end threads just because that makes me nervous. All right, first prop. I'm going to clean all that. I got a little debris in there and I got grease, old grease. Hey, we're almost done.
This gets torqued down at 100 foot-pounds.
A little bit of lube on it. See, make sure you get that nice and done up. It's not too bad. I am going to clean out that inside though.
idiot. So it's going to go in here with that rounded edge in, so it rides just inside the hub. But you know what we got to do? We got to get it all lubed up. Get that grease all over. Because it'll be spinning up against that. A little bit more. Alright. You can see there that I got a nice good grease barrier around inside there. And then we're going to put this on. And so this torques out at 60 foot-pounds. You'll notice I have the two labels lined up. Now my understanding is that doesn't actually matter, because as this rotates, they will line up every 360 degrees regardless of how you put them on there. But I'm kind of following what I've seen other people do and what I read online. Whoops. There we go, no play. $60 foot-pounds. There we go. The last step is to put that last anode on there on the cone on the end. Ow. There we go. All right. So we've cleaned the boat, cleaned the Outdrive. We've sanded the paint, all the corrosion off of it. We've gone through and painted every piece we can possibly find all over the Outdrive, taped it up first, painted it, and then we would put the anodes on, brand new anodes, and then we cleaned and greased up the shaft and each of the propellers, and then put the last anode on. So I think this part of the project is done.